Ten Hag's job is on the line. He's desperate. That's what's been reported in the media this week. It was the Sun, in fact, who said he's desperate to keep hold of his job. Those desperate times call for desperate measures. How can he turn this around? We could be making it 3 defeats in a row this weekend against Fulham, and that would be within the space of a week. That would be what you call a disaster of a week. This is the United Vibe, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Get your comments in the comment section. I want to know how you feel about this game. I want to know how you see it going. Can United turn it around? Can Ten Hag turn this team around? I want to get into the team. We're going to get into Fulham side of things. We've got a guest coming on partway through the show, a Fulham fan who's very excited about this game for some reason. And his team aren't doing great guns, are they? They're not going fantastic. But obviously, looking at United, I think anyone fancies their chances right now. Our record at Craven Cottage is actually decent. Our record against Fulham is decent. Does that count for anything when you're playing as crap as we are right now? We'll get into all of it. I'm going to bring up some news and everything else that has broken today as well. We heard about Casemiro earlier on today. That video is now on the channel. Do drop down and watch that video. That's there for you to talk and leave your comments on. Casemiro out for several weeks, even months, possibly January, February when we see him back. So he's not in the matchday squad for tomorrow's game. But there are some players that could come in and take their opportunity, namely Kobe Mainu, who is in the squad. We'll get into all of that very, very shortly. Going into what is important right now with United as well. Hello to everyone in the chat. Absolutely love you all. You fantastic people. Almost forgot that. Don't forget that. Get your comments in, everyone. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm nervous, but yeah, when am I not? That's just a typical United fan. But yeah, looking at what is going on at United today, we talked about Casemiro earlier on, but more news coming out from today. I think we have to talk about Ten Hag. There's someone reporting how Ten Hag is desperate to keep a hold of his job, keep a hold of what he's got right now. He can fix it. I mean, the worrying thing for me with Ten Hag is, and we talked about it yesterday actually, it's his talking in press conferences that worry me more than anything. And when he came out with the comment, "I'm a fighter," I was like, here we go again. When a manager has to come out and say he's a fighter, he can get through this, you know the writing is kind of on the wall. That's how I look at it. I mean, I look at Ten Hag's comments recently, and I'll go into today's press conference actually with Ten Hag, because you look at the way he's talking, the way he's explaining things, and you're like, does he even convince himself? I don't know what he's trying to describe. I mean, his comments regarding Ajax and him not being able to play that style of football caused a bit of a stir. I think he's looked at that and he's tried to come back and explain today in the press conference how he wants to play. I'm none the wiser even more. I'm trying to figure out what Ten Hag is saying and how he's trying to describe how we're playing football. He doesn't want Onana to go long. He wants him to go short. He wants him to pass out from the back. We want to be direct. But honestly, the players that we've got, can we be direct? I don't understand what he's trying to do with the team right now. I don't think anyone does. And when he tries to explain it, I think everyone gets a little bit more confused because no one really has got an idea what his style is and how he's trying to put it across on the pitch. I mean, you look at the news that broke this week regarding the unrest behind the scenes. We've talked about it quite a lot already. I'm not going to go into it too much. But the unrest apparently again started this week with the Brentford comments when he brought Casemiro off and said we need to play more football. You're talking about a guy who's won multiple Champions Leagues, and you saying you can play more football when you bring that player off? You kind of got to expect a little bit of a backlash from that, Eric. And yeah, I'm not surprised Casemiro's kicked up a bit of a stink. Lucky, really, for Ten Hag that he doesn't have that issue to deal with now, in a way. He doesn't have to think about Casemiro and how he fits him in. If he's got a problem with him being out for a few weeks or maybe months might actually help him build something else. And he's got the excuse to not bring Casemiro back in. If we're having to bring Casemiro back in when he's back from injury in 2 months straight away, then you know there's something wrong fundamentally within on the training ground. If no one's been able to take that opportunity and we have to bring Casemiro back in again, then you might as well just give up. Someone now has to step forward and use this chance. But yeah, it's if it'll happen or not. It is. It's a massive worry. And again, I'm looking at what he was saying in the press conference, and I'm none the wiser. I still don't know what he means. Unless I see something on the pitch and I can decide for myself exactly what we are trying to do, then I'll go from there. But right now, nah, it's not happening. And to be fair, everyone who sat around me, everyone who I've spoken to, no one knows really. There's no explanation as to what is going on. Something wrong when you're desperate to get players back who are still injured or not fully fit, says Patrick James. Get your comments in, guys, on that, because I look at that and I go, yeah, it's like straight away you've got examples this season being Martinez being played with that foot injury. We're now seeing him gone. Was we forcing Casemiro if he had an injury? It didn't look like he pulled up or anything. Where did this hamstring actually happen? That's what I want to know. It's like, where? I mean, did it happen at half time? Was he running up the tunnel and pulled it? Because let's be honest, he didn't do much running in the game, did he? He was bypassed quite a few times. Daz Salford, cheers for the super chat, my man. The players have not taken responsibility. I know some of them personally, and standards have dropped. Wayne Rooney, Sky Sports. That was Wayne Rooney's comments. The players can do more. I did listen to what Wayne Rooney said. He's not really doing much at the moment. It's not going well for old Wazza at Birmingham, is it? But he does know a thing or two about putting in that extra bit, them extra yards, doesn't he? He knows when things aren't great, you just get stuck in and you work harder. And you try and find something on the pitch. It's like these players don't want to. And no matter what Ten Hag tries to describe in terms of how he wants to play and how he wants to get his philosophy across, if he actually has got one, it doesn't matter if the players aren't willing to run. It does not matter. You might as well go back to the holidays when he says we have to run harder. We have to run faster. We have to tackle harder. It's like, Jesus Christ, take me back to PE. It's basic football coaching 101. It's like, yeah, we know that. Yes, I can run hard and tackle harder and put more effort in. Doesn't mean I'm a good enough player to actually figure out the tactics that you're trying to put across. And that is the worry. I mean, if he's desperate to keep his role at Manchester United, he needs to start convincing the fans and everyone else that there is a system here. He talks about processes constantly, and we're still not seeing any fruition from it at all. It's not looking good. It's not. I don't know if there is a fix for Erik ten Hag to be found. The only chance he has is surviving long enough to have survived the deadwood within the squad. The team balance is off. I mean, how many players have seen off managers? I mean, some of the players in this squad have had 6 managers and seen 6 managers at Manchester United. It's absolutely criminal. It's ridiculous. No system, says Story. I'm looking through all your comments. No one is really bullish about the game tomorrow, are we? We will lose 2-0, says Darren. The score predictions are coming up later in the show, guys. We've got Harry coming on, who's a Fulham fan. Like I said, very excited about the game. We're going to get into everything from the Fulham side of things as well, and where their threats come from, and what looking from the outside at Manchester United looks like. There's plenty of it, and it's usually more of a true story when you get an opposition fan coming on and actually telling us what's going on with our own club, because they're not tinted glasses. They're not looking at it with that bias like we do. We all sort of live in hope, don't we, that we can turn it around. But the reality is, deep down, we go home later after we've watched the game, we sink a pint, have a brew, whatever it is, order your Chinese, Indian, and you go, God damn, we're shit. That's the reality of it. And that horrible sinking feeling comes inside you, and you're like, I'm never going to see this team win anything. I'm never going to see this team pick up that trophy again. I mean, a lot of us are lucky that we lived through the 90s, like myself, and we've seen the mass of the trophy that United have won and the success under Sir Alex Ferguson. I still remember being a youngster watching United in the late 80s when we were really crap. But right now, and this crop of players, how much they're being paid, some of the experience in this squad as well, and the way that they are conducting themselves on the pitch, I'm pretty certain I'm feeling as low as I can do. And we're talking about Van Gaal falling asleep days, Jose Mourinho isolating and alienating every single player that he possibly can, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Rasha and all his besties, and then Ranić absolutely throwing the team and the club under the bus and hoping he could get away with it. And then obviously We've had Eric Ten Hag come in. We had the hope of last season, and we all had it. We all asked the same question, didn't we? We all asked the same question. We had a good season, and when that's happened in the last 10 years, it's always gone downhill in the season after. Are we going to get it again with Ten Hag? Surely not another manager. We had that last year. We had that bounce. Everything looked good. We can't have it again, can we, this season? And it's been even worse. It's been shocking, hasn't it? It really has. Guys, don't forget, hit that like button. We are on the road to 30K. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time as well. Cheers for everyone who has subscribed to the channel, commented and liked. The comments they're absolutely blowing my mind at the moment. There's so many comments on every single video. I love it. And I do get across to as many as I possibly can. It's brilliant because it just fuels me and the channel and moving forward. So have you guys along for the journey. It's absolutely brilliant. And that's what it's all about. And that's what this channel is all about. It's about involving you guys. If you did want to be an absolute legend of the channel, then you can drop down into the description of this video. The join button is there. Well, not the join button. It's just a link to the membership section. Become a member and part of the team, part of the United vibe. Be a real viber and get into the members section with all the perks that do come. More to be explained, like I keep saying over the last over the next few months for the members section. There's loads coming up. Love the content. Love it. Cheers for all the comments, guys. I mean, moving forward, other news today I think is interesting is the news that came out from Matt Kilman from Sky, who said the pledge that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to put forward as part of his 1.3 billion minority takeover investment, whatever you want to call it, into Manchester United. Just under $250 million of that is going to go towards the aging infrastructure of Manchester United. Which part is that? Because that ain't going to do. That's like, what's that like now? It's like buying a car, realizing that it isn't that good, and then putting a snazzy spoiler kit on it just to make it look better than it really is. But inside, it's just dying. That's Old Trafford. $250 million. What's that going to do? Probably put a couple of new sheets on top of the stand to stop it leaking. Well, you could get some tiger glue and plug the holes in the top, couldn't you? I think that's what you could do. Oh, no, I know what to do. They might change the paint again. That seemed to be the idea last time, wasn't it? It's like our investment and our upgrade on our stadium. You're changing the red from a burgundy-ish old school type of red to a vibrant red. That was the upgrade last season. Are we going to get any better than that? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know where $250 million investment is going to go infrastructure-wise. Is it going to go at Carrington? Because that's needed there. It's probably going to cost us, what, 200 to 300 million to upgrade Carrington. I know they've just spent a little bit of money on the women's team and the facilities there. They look all right. They look nice. But this was a Manchester United that turned down the opportunity to buy a new £200 million state-of-the-art training facility. So I don't know. I don't know where Sir Jim is going to want to invest his money. I really don't. It's a worry. Always has been. One day, Luke Pilgrim. Hey, Adam, watching from South Africa. Cheers for that, buddy. Let us know where you are watching from tonight, guys, or it's afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. I've been here before in '86. It will take years for the quartermaster Jim to make significant changes. Quartermaster, because 250 million is a quarter of what we need. 25% of the chaos. Yeah, honestly. I don't know, like I said, guys, where does that money get spent? Where would you rather spend? If it's going solely on infrastructure, then you've got to say it's the stadium, surely. But, I mean, why would you invest? For me, it's a bad sign, because if you're going to spend $250 million on infrastructure and that being the stadium, then you're pretty much committing to not ever really improving Old Trafford. Because we can't then go and buy another stadium, can we? We can't redevelop and build a completely new one. You're pretty much committing that we are solely just going to be staying at Old Trafford. It's going to be nothing. There's going to be no movement away from there. And yeah, that's a great comment there. The Sir Jim stand. It'll just rename one of the stands, won't it? There's my investment. Ineos stand. That's what we'll get, and that's where the money's coming in. But yeah, it is a worry because that for me is like a small investment compared to what is really needed. And to be fair, I mean, why would you invest in the infrastructure if you're just coming into Manchester United when you've got no guarantee of any return on that money because we're miles away from the Champions League? And it's like, God, it's like owning a Formula One car and having to drive around country roads, isn't it? It's pointless. Shiny investment into infrastructure, but then the club is crap, the team is crap, and it doesn't really matter. Where is the money coming back? He's not going to come into Manchester United and expect mediocrity. He has to work on the pitch. So, yeah, I mean, look at it this way. I'm looking at Manchester United right now. Any investment has to go surely into the playing staff and just keeping us afloat in the Premier League and keeping us relevant because we are miles behind. Loads of people have been messaging in. Belfast, Australia, Bristol. Lovely. We've got another man right now coming on the show who is down in London and he's looking forward to the game tomorrow. We've got Harry on the show, my friend from Talk Sports. Harry.
Matic.
Friend.
Mate, I'm doing good. Feeling very optimistic going into tomorrow lunchtime. Thanks so much for having me. Hello to all of the Manchester United fans on the live as well.
I've pre-warned them, mate. We're not going to go heavy on you. I think we're all feeling sorry for ourselves at the moment right now. So I don't think anyone cares about. They don't care about anyone else right now. But in terms of, like you said, then you're feeling optimistic. Is it more because of what you're watching, how United are playing, or do you feel like there's an upturn in your form? Is it more because of what we're doing on the pitch?
It's more because your club and Manchester United are an utter circus at the moment, and we speak about this quite frequently. I feel I have the stance of where I actually feel sorry for yourself and every single Manchester United fan that is having to live through this absolute roller coaster. It's been the same since Sir Alex left 10 years ago. Just looking over the last, do you know what? Before I came on here, I was thinking about when was the last convincing win that Manchester United actually had. I don't think Copenhagen was convincing at all.
No, I
don't think Sheffield United was actually that convincing either. And what we've seen in the week as well, it's just been dire, mate. That I don't want to sound like Gary Neville and say this is Manchester United, but it's honestly, I'm optimistic because obviously of all of the theatrics that are going on with your club. So every single day there's a different headline with Man United, Erik ten Hag, Bruno Fernandes. But at the same time as well, we need to pick up a run of form. Like, we're struggling to score goals. Beating Ipswich in the Cup midweek was fantastic to galvanise the squad and also the fan base as well. But there's not a better time to play you guys than right now. And if we want to kickstart our season, I think Marco Silva is going to go, just going to go for it tomorrow, mate. He's going to go for it. And I think the atmosphere, people question Fulham's atmosphere. And I'm sure there'll be people on the live that are going down to Craven Cottage already in London right now. We haven't got the most intimidating atmosphere, but it feels as if one fan was to abuse this Man United squad, then the whole thing's going to fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it. It feels like it's on the verge of collapse right now. It feels like Ten Hag, he's literally clinging on right now. But the way that United are, we haven't got any sort of backup plan at all. We know what they're like. It'll just be a desperate appointment of someone else taking the reins over from Ten Hag, and it'll just be rinse and repeat again. It'll just be another payout for another manager's contract because it hasn't worked again. I think they're absolutely praying that we can turn this around, the United hierarchy. But yeah, it's not going to be easy at Craven Cottage. It really isn't. I mean, I looked at our record there. Actually, I mean, we're actually unbeaten against you guys in the last 15.
Yeah,
so that's
solid.
good. That's good for us, and we've won the last 6 times we've been to Craven Cottage. So I'm clinging on to hope, but that all sort of pushes me in the sort of like worried section. Is like, oh, well, law of averages, and the way we're going at the moment, mate, it's like I can see something actually turning around and Fulham getting their first win against us in a while. But yeah, I don't know in terms of who's playing well for you right now? Obviously, we had the Paulinho saga. It's been hot. It's been cold. Threats from you guys. Who are you happy with at the moment, Harry? Who's going to be that one player that we should be worried about?
It is Joao Polina. Like, we don't have a main focal point or identity up front since losing Alexander Mitrovic to Al Hilal in the summer. I was very vocal on that. Every Fulham fan knows, and I've said it over the last couple of weeks. We've just got a hangover from that. We signed Raul Jimenez from Wolves, who we knew wasn't up to scratch.
He's struggling, isn't he?
Yeah, after that horrific injury. And that was done way before. I think it was done like a month, 3 weeks before the transfer window came to an end. Mitrovic left 2 weeks before the transfer window ended as well, and we didn't buy a striker. So we have no threat there. We had Rodrigo Muniz scoring against Ipswich, which was great, but he's our third choice striker, a guy that's going to be pressing from the front, and it will lead that charge. Exactly how we were playing last season as well. We were quite an intimidating team last season, and now we've just lost that. We've lost that completely. Everyone just looks jaded. Everyone looks off it. But going back to your question, it is Joao Polina. If you look at Bobby Decordova-Reid on the right-hand side as well, he's consistently one of our best players.
He's been playing more of a forward role as well recently, hasn't he? Is that permanent now? Is Silva keep playing him in that sort of like right-hand side more?
Yeah, so it'll just like deviate between sort of like the right and the left. And I've even said as well, play Bobby as a false nine, because he's a player that loves dropping deep, loves being a part of every phase of the attack and putting a good tackle as well. And that's the closest thing that we can get to Mitrovic, because like I said, Jimenez isn't there. Carlos Vinicius it might sound disrespectful, is championship standard in my eyes, hasn't got the strength, can barely hold the ball up. And Muniz can hold the ball up, doesn't really get many touches, but when he's there, he can finish. And I think leading the line tomorrow will be him. Other threats, really, defensively shaky.
It's been
I'll be honest with you.
Your back line's been quite consistent. It's in that front area you changed it up. Is it going to be the same again? Ream and Bassett at centre back, Robinson, and obviously you've got Castagna as well. Seems to be the same every week from what I can see.
Yeah, it is pretty much the same. We would have Issa Diop in there if he didn't pull up against Sheffield United a couple of weeks ago. He's on his hamstring. The tough thing, and I imagine a lot of people watched Fulham versus Spurs a couple of weeks ago, unless they've got better things to do with their Monday night. But Calvin Bassey had an absolute horror show. But now, when we played away at Brighton and away at Ipswich as well, it's like he had that confidence. It was his second Premier League start away at Spurs. And he's taken all of the criticism on board. He's listened to the fans. He's listened to the pundits. He's listened to Marco Silva. I just worry if he's put under too much pressure. And Ream as well, because Ream last season, I think Pep Guardiola said if Tim Ream was 10 years younger, he'd be playing at Manchester City. It's always one way or the other with that Fulham backline. Timothy Castagna has been unbelievable. I think he's been one of the signings of the summer for us, for sure. Robinson as well, if he can get caught out. Robinson, when he played us at our place last year, which apart from that Garnacho guy, that was one of the games last season that I was like, you did not deserve anything from this. Anything. But it's a completely different threat.
That's what we do, mate. That's what we do. We just seem to pull something out. One of our players just does something, but that's run out this season. It's run out. I'm just going to get through a few of the comments to see what people are saying. Anthony Wisdom says, don't fancy us against any team right now. We can't defend, score goals. At this stage, I don't know where a win is coming from. Pretty damning. Absolutely no confidence in these players at all. I mean, you know how I feel, Harry. We've spoken many times. I've been on TalkSport and gave my views. I just don't see these players wanting to turn it around. That's the biggest worry for Manchester United fans. It's like we're going into games in hope rather than with like optimism. And I just feel like Fulham, and if Silva had anything about him, it would be a frenetic first 20 minutes and you would be all over us, because if we go behind, we usually aren't turning it around. You feel like that would be the play, that would be the tactic for you? Do you feel like that's the best we can get at us early doors?
Yeah, I think we have to go all guns blazing, to be honest with you. Like I said earlier, it's exactly how we attacked every single game last season. And Craven Cottage, say what you will about the place, it came a bit of a fortress last season. You think about that opening game of the season when we welcomed Liverpool, and yet Liverpool didn't have the greatest season on planet Earth last year, not by a country mile. But that really set the precedent for Fulham for the rest of the season. And we just need to sort of find that dog in us, really. Find that bully in us. And people probably don't think of Fulham as bullies, but Silva, there's a lot riding on this game as well, because there's protests before the game from Fulham fans because of the ridiculous ticket prices for this fixture, and also we've got the most expensive season ticket in the whole league of £3,000.
That's crazy.
Which is
that is absolutely
utterly
mental.
ridiculous, mate. Utterly ridiculous when there's so many societal effects that are happening. People unable to pay bills and stuff like that. Owners and boards of directors just can't read the room, but it all ties into one, really, where I think everything that's happening off the pitch for us, which obviously isn't as bad as what's going on at Manchester United, it will rally this team. And Marco Silva, if he starts Muniz, which I think he will, I can't be bothered with him giving Raul Jimenez another try in an attempt to break his duck, because it's not working. We need to go up against Manchester United and a team that is shaking all over the pitch, mate. We just need to get in your face, and then you make a mistake and we're through on goal. Probably won't score it because our strikers are useless, but that's the method that we have to take, mate. And
yeah,
for it to kickstart our season as well.
Yeah, it's like you said there. It's like Jimenez can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo at the moment, can he? He's shocking, but I guarantee you, if there was one defense to come up against right now, just to get your season going and your career, in fact, going again, it would be Man United. We are so weak. I feel like the physicality factor is what is going to win the day. If you are going to get anything from it, Harry, I think that physical nature. I mean, Paulinho, like we know, has to have a good game. He always has had a good game against United.
He's consistently our best player. He's like, I've probably brilliant, seen one bad game from him in his whole time.
Yeah, I remember talking to you when we thought he was gone to Bayern Munich, and then it's like he'd won the lottery and managed to hold on to him. Do you feel like if you lost Mitrovic and Paulinho in that summer, do you feel like you'd be relegation threatened this season? Is it that bad?
It's tough, because, like I say to people, we're so fortunate that there's like 3 or 4 worse teams than us this season. Because any
pretty crap.
They're awful. Any normal Premier League season would be right down there. But obviously on the final day, all the drama that came with it was over in Bayern, getting his pictures done. We were trying to sign McTominay, which I wouldn't have been too downbeat about, but there's a big difference.
Hey, he just got our player of the month, mate. He's a quality star.
You're top scorer, mate. Who would have ever thought that? The year is 2023 and Scott McTominay is one of Manchester United's top goal scorers.
Oh, great. It just shows you where we are right now as a team. Oh, God, it's the pits. We've got some young lads coming. Kobe Mainoo's coming back. Obviously, Casemiro is missing as well. I just feel like we have to just do something different that no one's expecting. The only problem is we've probably got the worst injury list in Premier League history right now with everyone. I mean, we brought this guy in from Arsenal in the summer, Dr. Wise, and I think everything's gone worse from there. Victor Lindelof, he's ill. He's not playing either. He's not going to be travelling. So, yeah, weekend squad. You're probably going to be up against Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans at the back. That's if Ten Hag sticks to his stubbornness.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, that's if he sticks to his stubbornness of, what did he say? It was tactical why Varane didn't play in the derby. And then he didn't play against Newcastle either. Apparently that was illness. I'm hearing that wasn't illness and it was something else going on behind the scenes. So there's unrest there. I mean, pace up front. Is Willian a threat? Can he trouble us? Because Maguire and Evans, as you know, are not very mobile.
No, absolutely not, mate. Like Willian at the ripe old age of 36, 35, like old, as we can say, as basic as that is. We revived his career, mate.
Did he have an all right season last year? From the outside looking,
it was incredible. He was incredible last season, mate. It was like the Willian of old at Chelsea in about sort of 2014, 2015, like helping them get to the title. But he's very fortunate he's going to be coming up against two players, Johnny Evans, who's obviously washed, and Harry Maguire. I just feel sorry for him for everything that has happened over the last couple of years of his career. The whole team, the whole Manchester United team is shell shook, mate. It's shell shook, and I don't think Willian is going to have an issue with that whatsoever. Is it Dalot? Is he going to be playing on right back tomorrow? Yeah, I rate Darlow. I rate him highly, to be honest with you, but I still think we get a good passage of play going through. Andy Pereira playing in that sort of like 10 role, unless it's Tom Kearney. The link up, we're just going to draw Evans and Maguire out, as simple as that, and hopefully who's up top, whoever it is, can put the ball in the back of the net. I'm not, mate. There's no fear. Like,
no,
normally there would be some sort of fear coming into play like Manchester United, but I'm, like I said, and I was listening before I came on, it's like, oh, you're saying that I was optimistic. I really am. And that's not me being delusional. Like, there is nothing in this Manchester United team that scares me. We spoke on the midfield as well. And I look at that Manchester United midfield, and we've got Joao Polina and Harrison Reed probably starting tomorrow. Mate, Christian Eriksen washed, Casemiro injured, Bruno Fernandes, petulant little crybaby, Mason Mount, Amrabat, Scott. It's like the top goal scorer situation. It's scary when Scott McTominay is actually your best midfielder. We're going to win. Like, there's famous last words. So you could turn up tomorrow and completely wipe the floor of us and beat us 5-0. But on paper and everything that's happening coming into this game, we should be winning that battle in midfield. I sort of feel like if Harrison Reed wasn't there, Joao Polina could do it by himself.
Yeah. I mean, would our old boy Andres Pereira get into United's team right now? There'd probably be a shout for that as well, mate. I mean, how is he? How have the Fulham fans taken to Pereira? Because obviously, I think it was just too big a step for him, Manchester United. But he's looked decent. He obviously got that good goal early doors in the season against Arsenal, which was pleasing for us as well. But overall, with Pereira, are you happy with him or a bit underwhelmed?
Last season, I was like, his link up with Mitrovic last season was incredible.
Yeah, that's key when you lose a big player like Mitrovic. It does change things for other players as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, because with Mitrovic being able to like drop deep as well and use his strength, Pereira was just able to play off of that. And I think he's really missing that focal point this season, like I mentioned, with the identity up top with Fulham as well. It's been really hit and miss with Pereira so far. He has picked up some key assists, got an assist against Sheffield United. Bobby Decordova-Reid, you mentioned that freakish goal against Arsenal as well, where Ramsdale made a mistake. Picked up an assist at Ipswich in the Cup as well. But you'd like to think, going up against his former club, and all the games he did play in last season when we played you, I actually thought he was all right. And I think he's been a solid signing so far, and hopefully he has got some longevity at the club. I mean, if he was, you think back to Manchester United and he didn't really cut it at Old Trafford, and you thought he's going to be one of those players who Fulham signed quite cheap. He's going to shine, and then he'll head off to a top 6 club because really he has got what it takes. But it's been really hit and miss this season, and I think we just need a couple of wins under our belt, some good vibes like around the club, and we're back. So if I'm rating him since he joined last summer, I'm probably giving him a 7 out of 10. He is a class player. He is a brilliant player going forwards, can pick out a lovely pass. And I can't slander the guy too much because the majority of the time that he's been at Craven Cottage, he's been top notch.
Oh, there you go. Perfectly described. I mean, you can see there, Lonely Loner there. Dalot should never play again since Wan-Bissaka is back fit. Cheers for the super chat. But it's Dalot, I think that is basically down. Last season, he was one of our shining lights. Looked like he was improving to be that player that Jose Mourinho touted him to be when he brought him in. But again, like many players this season, he's just been completely off it. So you can understand the frustrations of the United fans. Harry, before we let you go, I've got to ask you 2 questions. Out of the current Manchester United team, which player would you take right now for your Fulham side? And what is your score prediction for tomorrow?
Right, that's actually such a tough tough question. My God,
You can't believe a Fulham fan is struggling for
I
a
know,
United player to go
I
in his
know.
team. This is why I wanted to ask it. I just wanted to see how it looked.
Mate, I have to pick a fit player as well. I can't pick someone that's injured.
Can't pick a Demick, can you?
I keep mentioning it. Actually, no. I'm going to go away from Scott McTominay, and one player that I've been obsessed with is Garnacho.
Garnacho. I think a lot of United fans would agree with that right now.
I rate. He is such a presence, mate. And when he scored that 90th minute winner at Craven Cottage, it did. Yeah, it annoyed me. But watching him play, I do look at him and I think there is not a potential Ballon d'Or winner, but a guy that is going to destroy both the Champions League and Premier League for years to come. If that's with Manchester United, if it's not.
Yeah. Our score prediction. Hit me with it.
1-0 Fulham.
Well, do you know what? Both teams don't really score many goals, so I can see that happening. I could see it. It's like we're both struggling to get goals at the moment, and it's just be one of them tight games. A goal either way, he's going to clinch it. He's going to clinch it.
Yeah.
But all right, absolute pleasure having you on, mate. Really appreciate you coming on. Thanks for your time. We have got your channel. I'm going to put it in the description of this video, guys. So fly across to Harry's channel. He's got some good interviews there, namely one guy called Adam Matic. He's on there as well, doing an interview at one point.
Deleted. I'm deleting it now. It's gone.
All right, cheers for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Have a good weekend, guys.
Mate.
Have a good game as well.
Cheers, mate. That was Harry, Fulham fan, and you can feel I mean, it's easy for opposition fans to start slagging United off right now, but I mean, can you blame them? I think most of them are actually shocked at how bad we actually are. And it's a sorry state of affairs for Manchester United fans, but everyone's going to come for their piece of the pie with United. And I think Fulham tomorrow, I think they go out there and just go at Manchester United. I want to get some of your comments coming in. Stephanie there. Cheers, Stephanie. 97 likes, guys. Let's get to 100, please, everyone. Let's get liking the video. Yeah, there we go. We just got to 100. Thank you very much, guys. Yes. I mean, I look at it and I go, and guys, obviously we've got a poll running in the chat as well right now. I forgot I was actually in there, but yeah, give me your result. Fulham win, United win, or a draw. That poll is up in the chat right now. Let me know what you think, everybody. At the moment, Fulham 49% of the votes. That's crazy on its own, but I think probably is the most realistic sort of look right now. I feel like anyone who thinks Manchester United are going to comfortably win this game needs the Reds testing. Really does need the Reds testing. They do. I mean, what did I go with? What was my prediction for this game? I honestly could not tell you. It's like so hard to predict a Manchester United game right now. You just don't know. Are you Ten Hag out, Adam? No, I'm not Ten Hag out, but I understand the reality. There's no one else there for me right now to bring in. So we have to hope that something can be found on the training ground. If there's an acceptance between players and manager, and we get that togetherness back that was there last season, we just got to hope to try and get through. We will look at where we finish. I'll give him this season. I think he's earned that after last season and what he had to put up with. So, to be honest, I would say, let me see. I can see him going before the season finishes, but I'd say let him have the season out. Let him get a similar sort of times to what Ollie did. I think it's only fair. I don't think the club have got a plan behind the scenes, to be honest, as to where they can go after this. If Ten Hag goes, I don't think they've got a manager in mind. There'll be reports that United are looking for a manager, but it's not. It's not. You're getting Southgate in the summer. Don't say that. Please do not. There's one man I do not want at Manchester United right now. It's Southgate as manager. Dear God. Please no. Please no. Yeah. United are not fighting back in the poll either. Still Fulham comfortable for the win. Yeah. Not good. Not good at all for United right now. Not good. There was some news earlier on as well about Toto Wolff, owner of the Mercedes Formula One team, looking to join up with Sir Jim Radcliffe and clinging on to any bit of hope I possibly can for a new ownership model at United. But yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, like I said, going back to the investment before Harry came on, I don't know where £250 million goes. It's crazy to even say that we're going to struggle to invest 250 million into Manchester United and it not go anywhere. It has to be put into the playing staff. Surely your product has to be on point, surely first. Then we can sort of build around everything else. The idea was that everything was going to get done. With the full takeover, you would have had everything covered. But right now, we're literally looking at where we can invest money in Manchester United. There's too much that needs investing in and we're struggling. Guys, I'm going to open it up to you in your comments. Get your comments in now. Let me know what you think. Arsenal FC moments. United playing in Premier League, just giving other teams a laugh. Yes. Adam, I used to live around the corner from you, Cuckoo Lane. Mark Harris. Oh, hello there. Yeah, like and subscribe. 27 subs up next. Yes, we're not getting too far away from that now. Keep liking the videos, guys. Obviously, share the videos as well. And get your comments in. That's important. I want to know what you think. Southgate and Papa John's pizza shirt sponsor incoming. Alien, behave yourself. That fake news for Jim. That news for Jim is fake, Adam. Well, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore, mate. To be honest, I look at all news and go, I don't believe it. Tadibo and Varane says, Rugby. Yeah. Tadibo, I think Varane. I mean, Varane, for me, I can see Varane going in January, personally. I can see that Saudi bid coming back in. And Varanovski's, off he goes. I'm looking at that going, realistically, I know he's in the squad. And Ten Hag has said in his press conference he's in the squad for the game against Fulham, but I would not be surprised. And I think this would be full-on confirmation that there is major issues behind the scenes with the players and Ten Hag if Varane is not playing against Fulham tomorrow. He's our best centre-back, World Cup winner. If he doesn't start in this game, having been left out of the last two, then he's gone. He's gone in January for me. I can't see how he survives this. I mean, how he survives. I just don't see him wanting to be at Manchester United. And I think the club then would have a problem. Who'd have thought that Varane would have been leaving before Harry Maguire? God, who'd have thought? Yes. Harry with the comment there. Cheers for coming on, mate. Do click on Harry there, guys, on his channel. He's got some great interviews on there. I know him from TalkSport. Thanks for having me, Adam. Thank you to the viewers too. Have a great game tomorrow. Well, yeah, I'm sure he means that sarcastically. But yeah, guys, I mean, my thoughts on this, I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go 2-2. Desmond 2-2. That's my prediction for the game tomorrow. I can't see United getting a win. Unless I said this last time, I'm sure I did. Unless United really surprise me, then I can't see anything other than with United, it could be an exciting game for all the wrong reasons. It could be that we're so bad and it's calamitous that it's like a 2-2, 3-2, something like that. But don't expect quality football. Expect the standard to be quite poor. And I think United will just hope that one of their bigger players again can turn up and turn it around. That's what I feel. I mean, I can't see it any other way. 1-1 board draw. 2-2. Who scores for United? Says Liam. Scores for United. I think Højlund breaks his duck tomorrow. I do think Højlund will break his duck. And you know what? I think Mason Mount grabs one tomorrow. I think he does. Big ups to you as well, Habby. Harry Durham, yes. 2-0 Fulham. We ain't winning a game anytime soon. United fans just down and finished, aren't we? Can't see who scores for us. Just another Moments FC tomorrow, says Mark. Yeah, that's what it is, mate. That's what we're all about. Hoping that we can sneak a win. Hoping that we can grab something from nowhere. Pretty much like Harry just said then. It's like we didn't deserve anything last season. It was probably a draw game, but then Garnacho turns up in injury time and we take the win and the 3 points. And you know what? That moment actually galvanized everyone because it was after that we went into the World Cup. That was our last game. And that was the moment last season when our season sort of turned around. and then next couple of months leading up to the final in the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, that's where we probably played some of our best football. I remember the Leicester win in between the Barcelona games at Old Trafford. You felt like you were going to the game and United had something. We were going to win. We were playing decent football. We were taking it to teams, and it was positive. And it's the complete opposite now. It's just completely 180'd, and we're going the wrong way completely. We're looking behind our shoulders, the bottom half of the table, rather than looking up and chasing that top four. And how people can say, I mean, I heard someone on the radio the other day saying a top 10 would be a decent finish for United this season. How do you go from third to accepting top 10? Why are we having to accept that we are this bad? We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be accepting that we're this bad. It's not on. Manchester United should be looking higher than what we are. Manchester United should be looking at improving on that third place. And the players, and I go back to the players again, they need to pull their finger out and start doing so. I mean, if you don't like the manager, then prove it on the pitch. Just show the fans that you do belong in that shirt. I'm sort of giving my rallying cry right now to the United players, saying that you have got to pull your finger out. You have got to do that a little bit more. Otherwise, you're just going to embarrass us, the fans, again. And all them fans going tomorrow. I'm not going tomorrow, guys. I am probably, you know what, guys? I'm going to do a watch-along tomorrow for the game. So you'll actually see me as I am inside the stadium, but probably bouncing off the walls in my house. Let me know if you're up for that, guys. If you're up for the watch-along tomorrow, we'll entertain ourselves and we'll probably have a laugh along the way, probably at United's expense, as always. But yeah, let me know. What do you think? Should we do a watch-along tomorrow and watch the Fulham game? See how it goes? I mean, yeah, strap yourselves in is all I'm saying. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We'll grab the popcorn. It'll be entertaining at least, won't it? But at our expense, like I said, at our expense. We will win 1-0, says Justin Slav. I want to know what your midfield is, guys. Let's get into the midfield situation. Now that we know Casemiro isn't playing, what is your midfield three? Who are you going with? Now, Kobe Mainoo is in the Manchester United travelling squad. So what do you make of that? Is he coming in? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. Watch along tomorrow, only if there is no crisp packet noises, Adam. Hey, remember from last time. Now that's old school following right there, Trevor. Yeah, no. Half time. Amrabat, Mainoo, Mount. Amrabat, Eriksen, Bruno. Eriksen scored in this fixture last season. Let's not forget that, guys, as well. So does that tempt you into bringing Eriksen in? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't rush Mainoo in. I think I would go with Amrabat. I'm thinking it's got to work sooner or later. Amrabat, Mount, and Bruno. That's what I'm going with. Amrabat, McTominay, Bruno. I mean, McTominay's a shout for this game. There was one man that really needed to actually prove himself, and somehow, like I said, he got Player of the Month. Shows you how crap we've been if Scott McTominay's getting Player of the Month, having started 3 games or something all month. Shocking. Caroline says, I'll get the bottle of Coke Zero, take the lid off so you feel like you're at Old Trafford. Yeah, no lids. United is like a cross between a super tanker turning and a runaway train. Cheers, Stephanie, for that one. Get the likes up, people. Hit that like button. Do hit that join button as well. Drop in the description and hit that link if you want to be a member and be a legend of the United Vibe. The perks are coming. Like I said, people, more will be revealed as we go through the coming weeks. Graham is in the chat. Hello, Graham. I doubt Erik ten Hag will leave Amrabat out. I agree, mate. I do agree, Graham. I mean, he is the one player that can play that position that Casemiro plays. Whether or not you like the way he plays and you think he's good enough, at least let's put that player in a position where he should be, just to add that bit of stability in there. We're going to need someone combative and strong. I think he is that. He just isn't really quick, is he? That's the thing. What's for dinner tonight, Adam? We have had a Thai green curry. Lovely. Yum, yum. If we are on the watch along tomorrow, guys, then we are probably going to get into that food conversation as well. Yes, I will go through my best away ground snacks or best food at away grounds that I've been to, because obviously I've been to the only team's ground I haven't been to in this division right now is obviously Kenilworth Road and Luton Towns, which is pretty much like a lot of United fans. Everyone else's I've been to, so we'll rate all of them. In the front line tomorrow, honestly, I don't want to see Rashford's sulking face, because I know he's just going to dip his toe into challenges and not really be bothered or asked. He's not going to chase back. I feel like, and I know he's not going to do it, and everyone's going to say, Adam, you can only do this if you're playing FIFA. But again, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going youthful. I'm going Palestra, Garnacho, and Højlund up front. I think the energy is just there, and I think it will just be a new lease of life. You put Mount and Bruno behind them, and you've got a front five who can actually press the freaking ball. Ten Hag is talking about the pressing, and yeah, I just don't see it. And the numbers add up, but what is a press these days? It's not a constructive one anyway, is it? Welcome to the legendary members, United Spotlight. Brilliant stuff. Cheers for joining. If you do want to join United Spotlight, that link is in the description, guys. Check out all the options there when you go onto that. Sports, absolutely brilliant. Cheers for that one, buddy. Great to have another member on. We are gathering our own little United Vibe army right now. It is growing, and I'm loving it. I'm sick of Rashford and Erik ten Hag favoritism of him. When the favoritism within the squad has caused a problem, apparently. So Luton Town's food is leftover stuff from the bins of the neighbours. That is harsh. That's a harsh comment, that one. Come on, man. Martial, Højlund, Palestra. Martial ain't getting anywhere because he's not getting anywhere near my team. Having watched that sourpuss stroll around that pitch against Newcastle the other night, get out. See you later. What else have we got in there? First chat there for United Spotlight. Big up, Adam. Throwing up a bit of support. Love it, mate. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Nearly 150 likes, everyone. Keep it coming. Rashford and Bruno need to be dropped. They were dropped in the last game and it was even worse, mate. So I don't know. What do you reckon? So the debt is not being cleared. Wonder why Qatar backed out. Yeah, no, because the Glazers don't want to leave and they never wanted to sell United in the first place. So, yes. Anyway, I looked at Emilio. No, I can't answer that question just yet. I will in time, at the right time, is the answer to that question. So, yes, I appreciate your patience on everything as well, guys. Let's see. Come on. I don't think anyone else is gonna. No one's gonna excite me in that front line unless Garnacho and Palestra are starting. I honestly don't. And sourpuss. Marty, shut up. It's not. Yes, party pooper. Anyway, yeah. Let me know what your front lines are, people. We know what the back's going to be. I think, personally, we've got a problem with Varane. And I feel like it's going to be Evans and Maguire with Dalot and Reguilon at the back. I'm not even getting into the back line. It pretty much takes care of itself. I reckon, yeah, I mean, I would go with that. I think that just adds a little bit of something, and Fulham won't be expecting it. It's never going to happen, but you just don't know. You don't know. Where did our poll get to? Let's just have a quick look. Guys, last minute, we're just going to shut the poll up. 44%, 46%. Sorry, there was a bit of a jump then. Say that 45%. God, stop changing. Fulham are going to win it. United are going to win 36%, and the draw is 19%. Well, you know where your money is, people. You know where your money is. I'm going to close the poll on that one now. And yeah, Fulham are winning according to the votes, which is not good news for us, people. It isn't. But, guys, I'm going to finish the stream off there. I'm looking forward to tomorrow now. Do join me for the game tomorrow. We will do a watch along and see how it goes. God help you is all I can say. If we aren't doing it, then things are going off in this house. Yes, I could be going through the floor. You know, if you've not, I'll save it. Actually, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm not going to say anymore. Just come along tomorrow, tune in, and then you'll know exactly what I mean. Guys, absolutely brilliant. Cheers for tuning in. It's been a ball as always. Thank you to Harry. Thank you to all the comments, super chats, and new members. Do fly across. Drop your comments in when this video is up. Let me know how you see this game going. What's your starting lineup? Who you're having in that front line in midfield? Now we know who's injured and who isn't travelling to Fulham. What are your score predictions, guys? More importantly, I'm going with Desmond Tutu. Can't see United winning. I think Fulham will end the voodoo of United's record at Craven Cottage by getting some form of result out of it. That's it, guys. Cheers for tuning in. I will see you in the next one, which is tomorrow, the big one. Oh, God, here we go again.